What motivates an entire family to uproot from the state of New York and relocate to Birmingham, Alabama?
Both sides of my family are from New York. In fact, everybody is still up in New York. And so I was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis in 1971, and the doctors told my parents they would need to move down south, and they picked Birmingham, Alabama.
Over time, doctors, nurses, and staff become an extended family, a home away from home.
I've never experienced life apart from not having cystic fibrosis. For all that I can remember, I've always had to come to clinic every 3 months.
Following a life-changing experience in college, Brett's view on suffering would undergo a transformation.
I began to realize that I probably have something that less than 1% of the world has, and that's cystic fibrosis. And so I wanted to use that to help bring meaning to what I was doing in life.
Returning to volunteer at Children's Hospital, Brett's home away from home, his heart would also find the answer.
I realized that as God begins to comfort me in my afflictions, that He's teaching me a world of suffering that other people experience as well. And so it made me want to give a little in ways that chaplains and nurses and other people have given to me.
When others recognize our gifts, a simple suggestion might open the door to what's possible.
I became a chaplain through Doreen Dooley, who was our former director, who just saw me ministering in the hospital and saying, "Have you ever thought of becoming a chaplain?" And I said, "No, I've never thought about it." And she said, "Well, I think you need to think about it."
Following years of official studies, Brett began to see hope in the eyes of families who also struggled with hurting and sick children.
It was just something that I thoroughly enjoyed and connected with. That's why I say that a ministry is not something that you go to, but it's something that you grow.
While speaking at a conference, Brett's goal was to encourage a shift in thinking and encourage others to look beyond their circumstance.
I opened up the seminar by saying, "It's a pleasure to meet you. My wife and I thank you. Let me start off by introducing myself. Hi, my name is cystic fibrosis, and I happen to have Brett Vebber." And I went, "Oops, I just messed up. My name is Brett Vebber, and I happen to have cystic fibrosis." And when you get the difference between those two perspectives, it doesn't matter whether somebody has asthma, cancer, high blood pressure. Do we allow something to dominate and rule over us, or are we allowed to say, "No, I'm living life, and I'm going to let this suffering be a tutor to teach me"?
So, who are your everyday heroes?
It's amazing that I get, and it's an honor that I get to work here at Children's Hospital. I also work in the pastoral care department as a chaplain, and the team that I work with are absolutely amazing. And the interesting thing is, each one of the staff have their own story. My hero is my wife, who wakes up every morning hearing me cough, or my son, who watches me get shots, or my pastoral care team, who through their own sufferings have a depth of compassion and care that allows me to be who I am.